So somebody wants to come over and film Ukraine. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. I know about 4 guys that came here retraining from an allied country. They thought they were elite and dead within a month. Dead within a month. I'm so guys. If you're gonna come here, reality is, or in Barpoint, your average lifespan is like under 4 hours. If you survive your first 4 hours, they're pretty fucking good. Seriously, and I hate to say it in that way, but you're, you're literally looking at your watch. Um, anywhere in Bakhmut, because you could die anywhere. I've shown you videos what happens to us in Bakhmut. Um, if you're gonna come here, don't make any promises back home.
Just thinking how to phrase this. There we go. Hey, on this week's edition of Field Notes by RECOIL, I'm here in Kyiv with my buddy Shane, and we are, I'm kind of encamped right now because I just rotated out of Donetsk, and you're getting ready to go out on the field again. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea as to what's happening here. We should actually just tease the Russian mill bloggers who are watching us so they can geolocate it, so they can see where we actually are and maybe send a shahid our way. But in the meantime, I just wanted to give you guys an idea as to what's happening here and get some input from a dude who's been here since 2022 and fighting for the International Legion. So, without further ado, Shin, origin story. I mean, what's your background? How did you get into this?
How did I get in here?
Yeah.
I volunteered to come here because I didn't like what I saw and I wanted to fight. And I went through Reef, I went through training. I got deployed out into the front lines. I've been serving in various units throughout Ukraine.
What were you doing before you decided to do this?
What do I do?
Back in the US.
Oh, in the US, I'm a medic, paramedic. I have combat medic training from my home country. And because of that, I use those skills here. I utilize it here to try to save lives and fight at the same time.
And yeah, as you point out, just how we met first off, and I was at the end of the first trip, my very first trip to Ukraine, and me and my other partner were rotating out, and we were at the bus station in Lviv, and we were looking around and going, American. Yep, definitely American. Okay, let's go talk to him. Because it's obvious, you know, you're looking around and no matter how much you try to blend in, it's almost impossible.
I thought he was Australian. Damn it, really did. And I thought, because I've seen people wear different patches and whatnot, different things. I really thought you were Australian.
Yeah.
Well, reason.
I get a lot. So yeah, that's kind of how we met, and this was like over 2 years ago now. But ever since then, we just stayed in touch. You know, every time I come over here, I try and bring kit fresh in, pick up a box, and then bring it across the border, and then drop off. And if you could say that we're drug smugglers.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out how to get a parrot and a dog out of here one day. It's gonna be interesting.
Parrot and a dog, yeah. So this is the kind of thing that you collect along the way in this crazy experience. So, what was the whole process like for you when you decided that you were going to join the National Legion when the call came out from the Ukrainian government that hey, give us a hand here?
Well, to be honest, it's one of the few units that would take me in the beginning because they judged me by my size. When I earned my call sign, unit, and then they went, "Well, wow, he's a little different." He will do things, and he will just go. And I guess I change when the bullets are flying because I'm more like the fun, and I have fun. But then something about the combat when I see the dudes like fall. It has an effect on me where I get really angry and just want to stick it to the Russians, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And I don't mind standing my ground. Like, you know that.
Yeah.
I'd rather just stand my ground. I'm not the fastest. I'm not the biggest guy. I just stand my ground to learn.
So when you did join the Legion, where was the first place you were deployed to?
What was it?
Where was the first place that you got deployed?
When I went to Egypt, the battle, like,
Mhm.
some of them were chaotic. Some of them were very, very good. Like, very well organized. We had some very good leaders at one point
Mhm.
that knew their shit. They knew what to do. They knew how to issue the proper commands. They really know how to follow them. And we also, the dynamics of the war has changed because before the beginning, we didn't have drones that could drop shit on me.
Yeah.
Now they got it and they're learning how to utilize it. Before you could have daylight ops, you could
Right.
lock in.
Yeah.
Nothing will happen to you. Now it's all night ops.
Yeah, and now it's in the summer. The amount of that window of opportunity you have in order to get work done is considerably smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, give me an idea as to what a typical op looks like. Because Ukraine's currently in a defensive posture. Uh, Russia is still grinding away, throwing meat at the problem. And so, what does a typical op look like for you guys?
The ops are like, but you want to know how we go about doing it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
We get infield. We had our vehicle dropped off somewhere. Uh, we rock in
Mhm.
to a position that is held by Allied forces, and we hold that position. Basically, we hold it, and it's anywhere from 24 to 72 hours, basically for my type of unit. Uh,
And then rotate out.
Hmm?
And then rotate back in.
yes, then we rotate out. They're under fire going in. Sometimes it's quiet, but recently the areas that we've been in, the Russians have it completely. They have all lines. You just look up and you can see every drone there is. Drones are going, and you're not even sure which one is an ally drone. The joke is if it's not dropping on you, it's got to be from them. That's the joke.
Uh,
And then the Ukrainian drone units, why the Ukrainians need the drones so bad is because they're very important. They were indispensable. They're priceless right now because those drones, they look out for us.
Mhm.
They really do. The drone teams, I've seen them put their lives in danger to launch a drone out there because someone's in trouble and they need like an overwatch. You need eyes in the sky, you know? I've seen Ukrainian drone teams ram Russian drones. I didn't even know that was a Russian drone, to be honest with you. Until they got rammed and everybody said that's a Ukrainian drone that rammed a Russian drone. Then I was like, wow.
yeah, the whole aspect of drone warfare is really. I think we're at an inflection point right now in terms of the impact of that technology.
Yep.
And what you're seeing in Ukraine at the moment with regards to drone employment and the crazy new ways that can come up in order to employ them, such as resupply.
This is so different, and I'll tell you why. Number one, when you fight in other armed forces, you have an air force.
Mhm.
You have close artillery support solution. They can move up, move down. You have proper medical care. They can get you in and out 30 minutes. So here, the Ukrainians make do with what they have. They're grateful for it. I can't stand it when I read these stupid comments or like Yahoo and news sections that say like, oh, Ukrainians always have their hand out. I've never heard a Ukrainian get angry. I've never, never. They actually walk up to me and thank me. I was infilling on a path in a certain area, and the Ukrainians actually stopped and thanked me. And this is the path that the Russians are like maybe 500 meters,
Mhm.
and they have drones buzzing over us, and the Ukrainians just had to stop and give me a hug.
Mhm.
And I was kind of shocked by that, but then they knew we were taking over their position, and they knew we were gonna get it that. They knew it.
Yeah.
And the other thing I see that we, how can I say that? I know a lot of guys that have died here, and they were good men. They tried to keep everyone alive, everyone organized together. And these men are giving their lives for something that they believe in. And if you're sharing these words, I'm going to tell you from boots on the ground in the mud at the 0-0 line, there's no other camaraderie in the world than what I'm seeing right now. I see people from many different countries. We can't even communicate sometimes because I don't speak Spanish well. I don't even speak Ukrainian well. And yet we managed to get the job done.
Mhm.
Yeah, that means a lot. And if you've ever sewed before, you realize that it really,
Yeah, the friendships you make.
it has some kind of meaning to you that's why you pick up the rifle and you go.
You know.
Because every time you put on that plate carrier and you're getting ready to go out, it might not come back here.
Yeah.
It might not.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what branch, what unit you came from. Your training is your training. You're gonna follow that, but you can just be in the wrong place at the wrong time, bro. You can
Yeah.
take one wrong step. That's it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Mhm. So, what do you think is going to happen now with the future of the International Legion? Because at the time when the Legion was formed, Ukraine had a manpower shortage. They still have a manpower shortage,
Yeah, they do.
but their armed forces are more organized and better equipped now than they were back in 2022. So, what do you think is going to happen with the Legion? Do you think it's their role is going to be somewhat diminished, or do you think what you tell me what the future holds?
Well, first of all, I think, and this is very much my personal opinion, every man that can carry a rifle and can shoulder a rifle and move to the front lines should do so.
Mhm.
We're worn out. I say that honestly, we're worn out. I've been on a lot of missions. It's very tiring. I keep volunteering to go out even with concussions because there's a younger generation that's picking up rifles now.
Mhm.
Do you want that generation to grow up knowing only bullets?
No.
No, right? You want them to know what we knew at one point. There was peace for a while. You want them to know a world where we can travel among our countries and we can be friends. We have dialogue. We learn about each other. As for the war itself, the Ukrainians are not getting everything that they need to win the war.
Yeah, I think there's a major difference between supplying just enough equipment so that Ukraine doesn't lose versus supplying enough equipment so that Ukraine wins.
Yes, I've actually seen that. Um, Getting handed one grenade. It sucks.
Here's a grenade, don't use it all at once.
And then having to barter with other guys so you can get another one.
Yeah.
And you have mismatched grenades.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you're getting just enough to live to see tomorrow. Like one will the end if
Mhm.
you're getting enough just to live to see tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. As I mentioned, we're in Key right now, and we, me and a couple of buddies went out last night to get something to eat. Went to a steakhouse, had some beers, and the contrast between the nightlife in Kiev and the places out east that we've come from is like night and day. It is could not be more stark. The contrast between the two places, and I kind of wonder, like, do these people who are out partying even know that there's a fucking war on?
And I actually have spoken. We talk about that on the front line when we rode back into Kiev, and or Like for example, being out in Donetsk region, we're like, well, this is a hard life, you know. We're, it's really hard out there. Then we get back to Kiev and we're like walking around and we feel. Does it make sense? We feel weird.
Yeah, no,
We feel absolutely.
absolutely.
And when we hear the air raid, we just laugh. There's explosions. I was at the hospital the other day that got hit. Um, and originally I slept through it.
Mm-hmm.
It it doesn't even phase me anymore, you know. And then the people here, like, I actually was discussing with a friend, like, did we realize there's this brutal war on the front line? It's just grinding up lives every day out there. Like, do they really see it? Like when you come to Kiev, it just feels like I'm like in Budapest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You go to Lviv, it feels even better.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and now we're feeling it without the power. But we're living that to the front line.
Right. Yeah, day in, day out. Um, yeah, it really feels incredibly bizarre. Yeah, okay, this power shortages, but it kind of feels like after 2022 when Kyiv almost fell.
Yeah.
Since then, the population has kind of more or less put that behind them and now moving on with their daily lives, which is good. I mean, it's fine. I mean, somebody has to generate money in order to pay for all of this, but
They are resilient.
yeah,
They are resilient. They have a make do, can do attitude. They do.
Yeah, but I still can't.
I sometimes wondered if this was New York, what would happen?
Yeah.
What would happen if this was LA, New York, San Francisco? Would there be looting, rioting, chaos? Like, whereas the Ukrainians are just so calm.
Yeah, you haven't seen that. You didn't see any bums on the streets.
Yeah, they were so calm, right? The streets are empty and everybody was just doing their thing. Like, okay, it's a war.
Yeah. Oh, so bizarre.
Well, it's interesting. I just hope that we really get what we need to finish this war because a lot of us are getting tired. There's the third year going on.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you get any R&R? Do you get any time off? Any
Yeah, we do get time off. We rotate. A lot of times we rotate, then we go back to training. Fun, fun, fun. Take it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times though, we do look forward to just coming back and just vegging, eating as much food as you can.
Yeah.
Stuffing your face with those pizzas that you miss and all those other good stuff, you know. And that's what we do, you know. And then the orders come, and you're moving out, and you're on your way back to the front lines, and then reality slaps you back in the face. You wake back up, and shit just got real again.
Yeah. Yeah. So in terms of equipment, how are you guys kitted out at the minute? You shoot, are you running 5.56 rifles? 5.45?
Actually, we've been using 545s.
Yeah.
We've been using a lot of Kalashnikovs before. We were using Western weapons.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make much sense to take that to the front line. If your ammo's not following up behind you,
Yeah.
we lose too many good men trying to go get rounds.
So you either take more
They're
men.
gonna risk your life.
Yeah.
And when you pop your head out of that dugout, that trench, and there's a drone up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I know a lot of guys, I've been in a lot of positions where you can't even wear your armor. I know I shared with you some photos of some places that was actually considered a hotel, like good position. There are other positions where guys have to like chop their armor off just to fit in it.
Yeah.
And they've just got like branches this thick over their fence. And they are holding a Kevlar blanket like this. Yeah. It's and then your gear gets blown up.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like that's the other thing, like when you're in like another country, if your gear is destroyed, if you can't get rid of your gear, I hate to say it, but here I'm spending my own money to buy my gear and it's costing a lot.
Dude, I'm saying that so many times, and we talked with the crew of a M19 Paladin, and those dudes said, "Yeah, we spent about 15 grand of our own money just maintaining
A
this bitch."
good portion of my salary goes to just my gear, and if I don't do it, well, then hey, I guess I'm gonna pay for it later, right? Like,
Yeah, right, right.
and then there's that other thing about like too much beer is no good for you.
Mm-hmm.
I've known guys that have checked themselves out,
Yeah.
thinking that's gonna give them a chance, and then they're like, I can't
Yeah.
keep up.
Yeah.
It's really funny, but yeah, there's two trains of thought on that one because you have so much shrapnel flying out there.
Yeah, I'm seeing that
No,
the majority of casualties was either by artillery or FPVs.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Small
So
arms, small arms, not so
those
much.
FPVs are terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather actually sit in the middle of a barrage than know that there's an FPV up there coming from my ass
Yeah.
because they probably won't miss. And they don't have to hit you. They can just be like
Close
10
enough.
meters out, and they're gonna get you somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I mean,
then
you got chased out of the position. You got chased on the expo,
yep,
didn't you?
I got hit on an expo. That wasn't fun. That was terrible actually, but no, it happens, you know.
You know, the,
And the thing was, it was actually quiet. I,
really? You didn't hear the rotors?
no, you know, like your shit meter goes up. My shit meter, my shit antenna went up, and I went, oh fuck. And I said, holy fuck. And then, and then the drones. And I was just like, no fucking way. Why me? And then we were like on a path that just been bombed to shit, so we had nowhere to hide. And it's like we asked for medevac. And they came, but I don't even want to tell you the whole story about that because it was just awful. It was just downright awful, and I got to give props to the medevac team because I know that they had lost a team a week before that on that same road, so they weren't too happy to come in. They knew they had to come in, but they were not happy to come in, and we had clusters going off all around us.
So how long was the actual expo?
The expo was about 4 kilometers, and drones were chasing us over open field. And on one side is the minefield, and the other side is we didn't know what the fuck it was, and we're not going in there. And some areas in there, there's just so many mines that you're like after you're thinking about it, you're running like I ran through that shit. I ran through that shit. Why? How was my feet still attached to her?
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't help that they have one big ground rocket like stuck in the ground.
So I was seeing,
You see that, right?
See that?
And you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It's like sitting there wedged in the freaking ground, and you're just like, this is really reassuring.
Yeah. Yeah.
The funny one was I was
the
actually
dud rate on those things. I mean, this is a fairly significant dud rate, but also as it's kind of a function of how many they're throwing.
yeah.
So some of them are not going to go off, and then it's kind of it is bizarre when you run past them. They're just sitting
Well, the best part I have to tell you is if you, as you guys already know, we're always underground.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's our key to survival. You go in, and it looks one way, and you come out, and you're like, what country am I in? Where the fuck am I? This is not what I remember.
Everything's changed.
Everything's changed.
Just a level.
It's like the moonscape. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like there was a forest. There was a decent amount of trees when we went in and came out. And there was like nothing. Everything's broken up. And then it's like, well, now we really gotta watch our step because shit got thrown up onto the path that we took in.
Mm-hmm.
And we're walking and we're like, wait, is this the way?
Yeah.
Is this the fucking way? And you're looking for landmarks.
Right.
And you know the Russians know the same landmarks, like that burnt out vehicle.
Yeah.
You're going over there and you're like, shit, this is bad.
Yeah, yeah. You look at the landmarks because you know that everybody's doing a target indication off of that landmark. And if you, oh hey, look, there's a convenient piece of colour.
Yep.
Probably a bad idea.
Yep. You've done it before. I've done it before. Where you're like, wait, and you have to make that decision right there. And you're like, well, I'm gonna fucking regret this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like some of the shit that this is war, guys. If you guys are thinking about coming here, this is a different war.
Yeah.
The Russians have no problem with just saturating the place with every single type of ornament. And if the AGS catches you,
Close enough is good enough.
we have a joke that once they got you in the AGS, you might as well just sit there and go, kiss your ass goodbye. Like, and then if the AGS doesn't flush you out of your position, which is actually their goal,
Mm.
the drones are coming.
Yeah.
And then if you're on the ground and they break your dugout, as soon as that thing comes down, it'll be swarmed with drones. There will be so many drones dropping shit. That's how we lose a lot of guys. Just that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what we're seeing as well is it's a complete change of tactics when it comes to manning defensive positions. Because now you don't man any defensive position with other than the bare minimum number of dudes you can get away with.
I'm the kind of guy who says any cover is better than nothing
Mm-hmm.
because the way the Russians assault you, they level everything around you. Like I said, it looks like a moonscape.
Yeah.
And everything's fucking destroyed. If you can find cover, take it. Shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot, move. That's the only way to survive. If you find something really good, sit. Sit, because after like maybe moving 10 times, you kind of get this feeling like I'm pushing my luck.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's happened to you, but it's happened to me where maybe I just, that looks like a good place, but no, I'm not going there right now.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I want to move.
Yeah. Because everybody knows.
And then suddenly something whizzes by, I'm motivated now. I've yelled that one before. I'm motivated. You're like, bro, we didn't think you could run that fast. Like, I'm motivated. I am motivated now. You know?
um,
Um,
so
yeah.
you've been here now, shit, over 2 years.
Yeah.
In and out.
Running all over the place, in and out. In and out. It seems like whenever I go out there, I seem to just go out there at the worst moments though. Like that shit's really bad.
So what's next? I mean, I think, personal opinion, you give it 2 years over here, that's probably enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's getting there, guys. It's really getting there, but you keep making. I have friendships with some guys that thank God I've known since very beginning. How do you say goodbye to those things?
No.
How do you? Honestly, I don't even know how to do it. Like when guys tell me like, "Oh, I'm going home," it's like a part of me feels so happy, and the other part of me is like, "No." It's like, "No, no, no, please don't go."
Yeah.
And then I don't want to put someone through that, and yet I do. I do. I'm getting older anyways. But then I also feel like I can impart some knowledge, and I don't know, I'm just lucky I have like this little freaking shit meter that goes off in my head when I know we're about to get into shit. And it could be like completely quiet, like I said, and I'm just like, you guys should get down now. And the guys around me and know me freaking pretty much got that down now. They just get down.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even ask. And after they're like, that's why. Yeah, I've done that before in the exfil point. Everybody's like, you exfil, you exfil. No, 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 no. They always see is, and I wish my GoPro hadn't broken.
Mm-hmm.
I would show you the video. You can see Tracer around going up and the FPV coming right for us. Thank God the Ukrainians hit the damn thing. I don't know how they hit it. They hit it. They caught it luckily, and it was just a huge explosion. And we're just like, and then after the cluster started going off, and that point had nothing to hide. Like one lone tree. One lone tree.
That sounds like a Monty Python sketch.
5 guys around it. And then after a while, it's like, guys, that I think that's an R line. Everybody scatters, right? We're on the side of the freaking road waiting to get evac, picked up. And when I look back, the bushes are like this. we're lying in it,
Yeah.
thinking that it's gonna save us because it's just desperation because the mission is done and we just wanna go home. Like we wanna get back to our safe house. It's so stupid when I think about it, but
Mhm.
we're just lying there like this. The clusters are going off all around. I mean, you would know. You would probably think that that's pretty dumb. Why didn't you guys move like across the road or something? Well, we were so exhausted.
Yeah.
And we just lied down on that side of the road and
Yeah. Rest on your chin strap.
yeah. 40 hours like that. So I thought that would do the job. But hey, we all made it out, so thank God for that.
Yeah, dude. Every time you go in there, you roll the dice. So,
Mm.
yep. Yep. Well, whatever happens, man, I hope you make it out safe and sound. Listen, I don't want to take care of you, dog, unless I have to.
Well, we just have to take you out with us. Show you how we roll.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you'll be sitting there with your notes going wrong, wrong, wrong. But we're still alive, right?
That's right. If it's
Because
it's
because the truth is, a lot of your training over there will not work over here.
mhm.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
won't. It won't.
Yeah, yeah. And even look at even the organization of the say the rifle company.
Yeah.
There are no everybody's dispersed. Like you cannot concentrate troops. You absolutely cannot concentrate more than the field.
The golden rule is no more than four.
No more than four.
No more than four.
Because otherwise you just attract too much
Oh,
attention.
joining our read once though, you're gonna laugh. They actually clustered up together, pairs of two, and went in groups of two together.
Uh-huh.
And the Russian generals were going over us, but for some reason they left us alone. But then another unit came in and came in a group of four in a line, and they got attacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of interesting, you know, like sheer luck, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just trying to make yourself not worth it.
Yeah.
Not worth the cost of the ordnance that they're going to expend on you.
Yeah. Like they teach you spread out, right? But sometimes you don't want to spread out because when everything happens at once, gotta get separated very quickly. And I don't think people realize how much debris is flying when it's really hitting. How far can you see in front of you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and try fighting in the trenches when they're killing it. That I don't ever want to relive again. I still have this horrible cough from it because it did something to my lung, like it burns, like it just burns. You know that you can't come out.
Right.
If you come out, the joints are just gonna take you off.
Yeah. 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 So, final bit of advice for anybody who's thinking of doing what you did.
Hmm?
So, what's the final piece of advice for somebody who's thinking about doing what you've done
Right now, like
right now? Say if anybody wants to come and say
Like the war
join the
ended?
Legion.
Wait, what do you mean? Like if the war ended? Or...
No. If somebody wanted to come over and fight in Ukraine.
Oh, somebody wants to come over and fight in Ukraine? Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. I know about four guys that came here with training from an allied country. They thought they were elite and dead within a month. Dead within a month. I'm sorry, guys. If you're gonna come here, reality is, or in Block Point, your average lifespan is like under 4 hours. If you survive your first 4 hours, they're pretty freaking good. Seriously, and I hate to say it in that way, but you're, you're literally looking at your watch. Um, anywhere in Bakhmut, because you could die anywhere. I've shown you videos what happens to us in Bakhmut. Um, if you're gonna come here, don't make any promises back home. I'm not being morbid. It's reality, and you know me well. I just say it. I just freaking say it. Don't make any promises back home. Come here focused. Come here knowing that you are going to get equipment. You're going to get the basic equipment that you need. You're going to need to invest in yourself for your own well-being. Come here knowing that the weapons you've been trained on may not be here. if it is sure it's here in limited quantities and it only serves a minute sometimes, you're gonna make do with what you have. I mean,
Forget about the logistics.
I don't know how to say it. It's like I don't want to insult anyone because I'm not like that. But like when I first got kitted out here, I felt like I was in Africa. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Like I was like, whoa, wait a minute, wait. This is not right. Like, whoa, I'm missing a lot of shit that I should have. And then I went forward. So I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of things that you do need, and I'm going to tell you that be prepared because the land here is different. The land here is different, and different oblasts, out to different oblasts, different places. It's like night and day, night and day. And know that your fighting position, it's pretty like much World War II like. It's World War II. Like I don't know what World War II was like, but I've seen movies and stuff. I feel like that sometimes. It's like World War II. And you can't blame them because that's the way this war is. You know, it's measured in meters. No, I've never heard of that. I've heard of kilometers, tens of kilometers even.
Yeah.
But now you're measuring progress by meters. Okay, I've held this today. I didn't go back 5 meters today. It's a good day.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for running us
No problem.
in your world there, buddy. So yeah, there you go. This is life. This is life in Ukraine right now. So if you want to find out more about the whole project, then stick around. We're going to be bringing you more interviews and more information from out on the ground. And thanks for tuning in.